What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord Dr. Professor Dark Joker here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are traditional fans with opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Digimon Beatbreak, episode 36. So in this episode, so Glowing Dawn learns about Chairman Wong's car being bombed, and it's revealed that Wong's actually alive. He was kidnapped by Gift. And there's like a timer for basically what it is so Mihiru's plan is to force Wong to disclose to the world the existence of Digimon. So like Tomura and Gekomon are sent to basically Sapatama for for Mihiru's address or whatever. Or and then basically where they learned about Miharu's sister and Miharu's sister who was had a Digimon partner named Wizardmon, and basically the sister had worked for the World Union, signed like AI Sapatama stuff like that, and wanted Digimon to be disclosed, and she was trying to be nice with it, but Wizardmon was captured, and she tried to get Wizardmon back, but her coworkers believed her about Digimon, so they told her to take some time off. She basically, got depressed. Um, and so Miharu leaves to get some food, and she comes across Wizardmon, who's really hurt. Miharu uses her E-Pulse to heal Wizardmon, and when Miharu and Wizardmon get back to the house, the sister's dead. Doesn't say how. It's either she starved herself for dehydration, or she did things of her own accord. Um yeah, so and that's something Tomuro sees during his basically their his and Miru's e pulses basically cross or whatever, and that causes that him to see Miru's memories. Now when Tomuro Gekomon come across Miru, they see Chairman Wan, and then Rose and her two subordinates there. Then Hio arrives, and so you have the big fight, and so Wizardmon. So when Mihiru saw her sister dead, there's this dark e-pulse that appeared out of her and turned and digivolved Wizardmon into Mephismon. So it's real that the evil Digimon we see present, that was her sister Digimon, which is now Mephismon. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So I'm interested seeing I'm interested in seeing what happens. Um we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I thought this was a good episode. Interesting how the next episode goes. Coming to Brave, episode 23. So in this episode, um, so um, so Yashiro, Aki, Indo, and Sarah, they keep trying to fight Lord Stormcoffin, and basically there's issue how she controls her the swords and all that. Aki you know basically says a bunch of stuff and mentions that she reveals that that Aki's father, Kiyohito Takamiya, was used her as this test subject for the E4 project. And then yeah, so and one thing that happens is that so then based with that, the Aki's able to like determine how like the pattern of the sword like of the objects work, so that allows Yashiro to defeat Lord Stormcoffin. Then after about like so Yashiro like escorts the girls to like the academy and he like pretends to be Endo's uncle. And then he meets with Sarah's father Arthur, where it's revealed that Arthur is the leader of Half Dragon. And I was like, next episode's gonna deal with the fallout of that reveal. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode, like how they're gradually build up to the finale. We'll see how the season finale or series finale, if this ends up being one season, goes. That was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Daemons of the Shadow Realm, episode 12. So in this episode, so uh, Ken asks Yoru to teach him how to get stronger because like he admires how Yoru's able to make all a bunch of like the arrows and stuff on his own, and so yeah, and then basically then you have the whole deal of Asuma where Asuma is working with his with his like uncle. Basically they were behind like the attack on the Kagamoris. So yeah, so Shingo and Shingo's like is Asuma's uncle. So we'll see how that goes. And then so what's funny at the Kagomori mansion, um Asa uh or so like yeah, Asa learns how what the plan was for kidnapping her. So the raccoon dog Damon has some powers regarding his balls. So yeah, like like Asa and Gabby get really grossed out at that, and like yeah, and so like their reaction is so funny, and then yeah, so then what's going now? Then like what happens then is like so a lot of the mercenaries are getting acclimated to the Kagamori house, and then so and then Dara meets with like this shaman who's like a friend of his. Yeah, and then and so who goes to like Higashi Village to basically figure out how like say the only way to deal with you know like deal you're the guy get a hostage, kind of messed up. And apparently so Austin Yuru's grandmother's in Okinawa. So it looks like we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And then like so the shaman goes to Higashi Village and then the guy like comes out of him, calls himself Ivan. So yeah, looks like he's the next big threat. Let's see how that goes. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode, like how they're setting up the next, I guess, big arc, like the rest of the season, you know. And we'll see how all these fights go. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Wow, episode 12. So in this episode, so Nanika tries to, she ponders on, her blood healing Mao. She wonders if she needs to stay longer to help him survive. She has a blood bank. Now she forgets her little bracelet that Mao made protect her, whatever. And so she's chased by the Byoki. Yeah, Uozumi like saves her, but the Byoki had warned her that if she keeps getting closer to Mao, that she'll. He and Byoki was interrupted by Uozumi before it could say anything. Now in the past, so Mao's trying to find this whoever's using a water shikigami, and like Mao remembers there was like a very famous water sorcerer from the Heian periods, Mikage family, and so Kamo finds said sorcerer, which is uh Shiranui, and so basically fights Shiranui, but like is barely able to escape, and then finds goes to like Mao's like clinic, whatever, and so it looks like Mao, Hyaka, Kamo, and Odia are gonna be teaming up. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Liked how they're setting up a lot more like stuff with the Byoki. Hints that the Byoki may not necessarily be a full-on villain. That there's stuff going on. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Kusunoki's Garden of Gods, episode 12 in full series. So in this episode, so so you have like all the stuff with like the Exorcist, all these like these spirits got loose. So Tenko like mocks Yamagami for trying to protect the humans, and Yamagami's still weakened. Miyato's using his powers, and then like they're able to defeat all those spirits, and then all the exorcists are captured, and so everyone like recovers, and basically this like sword spirit transfers like a squirrel, whatever is you know so and that's a new spirit that joins like the inn or whatever. So yeah, so then and yeah, so that's how it ends. Yeah, it's a simple like show. I thought it was a good episode, decent finale. If we get a second season, I'll watch it. But right now, there's nothing about it, nothing saying that like we are getting season two. So yeah, I thought it was a good series. Decent series. Like it's not like some big like epic story where it's just a simple like slice of life thing, some fancy elements. I thought it was fine. So yeah, I enjoyed this. If we get a season two, I'll watch it. Song of the Samurai, episode 7. So in this episode, so yeah, so basically this deals with a lot of the setup for the attack against Serizawa Kamo, and his subordinates. And Kondo is concerned about Okida Soji becoming very bloodthirsty, and how problems that would cause. Hichikata wants to fight Serizawa, and so yeah, so after a lot of setup, you see everyone preparing. They all go to fight, and so you see that they're all fighting. Series out subordinates. Hijikata's hurt, and then and like of course, like Soji then fights. So we're seeing like a lot. The end game is coming. So like looks like so like Hijikata trusts Soji with finishing things, and we'll see like how it goes. Like whether or not Hijikata is the one to kill Serizawa, or if it's Soji. You know, we'll see, because based on because it says Like it says based on that like that he like so like a lot it's like October 30th, 1863, that's when he like that's when Serizawa, you know, like Serizawa dies. Like that is the day of his death. And so yeah. So we'll see like how it goes. But yeah, I thought it was a a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Among Us. So this is a TV adaptation of the popular um social game. Basically where in the game you play as these like astronauts, whatever. You try to figure out who's the alien imposter, and you vote out like who gets ejected from the ship. And well, if they're an alien, if they're like an alien, they they basically blow up. So yeah. So in this you have like all these characters. You have so Red's the captain, um, and like basically he reads like this Mira handbook. They all work for like they all work for Mira, and so basically what happens is the first death, and basically White explodes, and yeah, and basically then Blue is killed, and like yeah, so and then yeah, and then like Lime is suspected of being the killer because like Lime can like go through vents, whatever. Then when they see Orange turn to an alien and kill Lime, uh, basically they then vote to everyone votes to eject Orange. Orange explodes, so a bunch of pink goos like around. So everyone believes that the alien's gone. Then yeah, so then when the oxygen is low, it causes them all to hallucinate stuff. Then they all and the power goes out, and like so purple like who says Kiri has issues with red from past of like work like with this like nuclear meltdown or whatever. Yeah, and basically purple got blacklisted in the job well for wanting to whistleblow on what happened, like on the understaffed reactor and how Mira caused some problems. While Red Side in the end got like a promotion, and then Scion's killed, and by another imposter, and Red and Black believe that Yellow's the killer, and Yellow accuses Black, and then and so Purple accuses Red, and then yeah, and so when the vote told, Red, Black, and Green vote for Yellow, Purple and Yellow vote for Red, Brown abstains, and Yellow is ejected but freezes to death while flicking everyone off. And then Brown, who is friends with Yellow, tries to make a pizza using some salt that Yellow always recommend, and Brown's confronted by the imposter. Brown just lets the imposter kill him, and there's like a burnt pizza, and then everyone smells it, and then they see Brown split in half, and basically like so that Black tries to figure out, learns that Scion had discovered something about some ore or whatever, and then Red tries to talk to Purple. Purple still blames Red, and then and Black is able to use like Scion's journal to determine that the ore, and they even getting our alien eggs, and yeah, but Black's killed by the imposter. Green, Red, and Purple get to the cafeteria. They find Black. They find Scion's notes, and Purple compares the incidents going on to what happened when she and Red were interns at a reactor. Green, who was there when the imposter told the story, um, claims to not remember it. And Purple realizes that Green's the imposter and calls for a vote. Green says it's Purple, who had never missed, who hadn't seen the murder on cameras. It was always away from post, and claims that Red did the right thing and whatever story Purple did about. And Red says that anyone who heard Purple's story would say that Red was in the wrong and votes for Green, that Green's the imposter. And Green's revealed to be the alien, and they then try to run from Green. They fight off Green. Then you know, and basically they're able to like defeat destroy Green and all these like reanimated corpses. And apparently it's a real Mira knew about the ore and was gonna sacrifice crew to do it. Yeah. And when with Purple and Red being the last two left, they like Purple tells Red she doesn't fully forgive him for whatever all happened, but they agree to at least start out like try to work things out as like coworkers, and they talk while the eggs like start exploding in space. Yeah, okay. This is a game that you could do a good like TV show or movie adaptation with. Because like the mystery, like who's the killer, the who done it thing, you can do that for like a movie. I feel like I would like this to have been better. I mean, I've not played Among Us, but it's like I feel like they could have done more with this. Like the comedy just didn't hit. The voice acting was just annoying. I mean, really, like the people like they I don't think they get people who actually know how to do voice acting. Like they don't like it just sounded awful. And yeah, so like I thought it was stupid. The jokes were terrible. The writing was like it could have been better. It was not good. I thought it was I mean it, it's not good. Like I would have liked to see more from this. Like this could have been good, but this was just like it was just really stupid. Like it's just bad humor. They thought like, oh, we'll just have a bunch of blood and gore and some foul language. See if that's enough. No, you got to actually make a story out of this, and they didn't make it good. Like if you want to make it basically a parody of like who done stories, they could have done it, but they should have done it better and actually made it funny. But yeah, this was not a good show. Toy Story 5. So, this new movie that just released. So in this one, so Bonnie, struggled to make friends because very few kids play with toys. There's like two kids across the street, and basically the toys want her to approach them, to ask them to play, and then Jesse, goes over tries to goes over tries to see what's going and she sees the two kids like play on these tablets or whatever, and these toys are outside saying talk explain how all kids are like obsessed with tech. Basically, it's everyone except Bonnie. And yeah. So and Bonnie gets a lily pad. She becomes addicted as well. And then Bonnie's concerned, so she talks to Woody through a walkie-talkie for help, for advice. And and now while this is going, Buzz over here hears things. You know, Jesse needs some help, so tries to talk to her. Now Buzz wants to propose to Jesse. Um, and basically there's some static interference happens with the walkie-talkie due to I guess Buzz actually hits it and then causes Woody to hear the sound thinking that Jesse's asking for help. So Bo Peep drops him off and he he stays up while Jesse before Woody arrives. You know Lilypad you know sends messages to people in two girls in Bonnie's dance class, whatever, and basically allows Bonnie to be invited to a sleepover, and then so Jesse and Bullseye sneak into the Bonnie suitcase, and Bonnie has her dad take Jesse and Bullseye away when Chelsea, Heidi, and Kara, who are the three girls, make fun of her for playing with toys. So yeah, Jesse and Bullseye get out, but then they're found by some old couple, and the old couple sees the address of Jesse's old owner, Emily, so they take it to the farmhouse. Now, okay, here's the issue with that. So, Toy Story 2, Andy's name is painted over, like Woody's foot. And so why wasn't the same done with Jesse? I mean, it was a little faded to be fair, but shouldn't it have just been painted over to make it look, I guess you could say, cleaner for that museum? And so Jesse, they get stuck. So this girl named Blaze finds Bullseye, puts her with a bunch of these other horses that she has, and then Jesse's unburied under hay. A pig named Jimmy Dean, yes, that's the name of the pig, takes her to his shed where there's all these other toys, and so it works with a pie train device and smarty pants to get inside the house, and then meets Atlas, some GPS receiver, and a camera named Snappy. So, and then Jesse and those three tech toys find Bullseye, and sees Bonnie and plays with Jesse and Bullseye, and Woody arrives. These guys together. So Lilypad sends a message to Bonnie's dad for the toys to be put in the garage. And so Woody and Buzz are there to avoid that, and they think when Jesse has somehow a pie tray device has internet to send text messages. I don't know how. That makes no sense. I'm sorry, a potty train device has that kind of technological capability. That makes no sense. Anyway, so yeah, it's then so Bonnie and her mom go to basically there's So what happens is the tech toys at Blaze's house uses Blaze's social media where to post that hey found toys, and like all the girls who had saw Jesse and Bullseye, they make fun of Bonnie, so Bonnie gets sad. So when Bonnie and her mother go to like Blaze's house to like pick the toys, Bonnie says she doesn't want them anymore, and she leaves. And she's sad, and her mom sees the message, she understands what the deal is, so she says, "Hey, let's just cut off the chat for now." And then Jesse's sad. She goes to the tree where Emily played with her. She finds this old lunchbox and pictures of Emily as an adult with her daughter, who's named Jessie. So seeing that, you know, Emily named her daughter after her, she decides to still be there for Bonnie. Woody and Buzz arrive, and so they arrive. They had come across these. So there were these. There was like a recurring plot that recurred of these. But there's like whole. There's a wrecked cargo ship. All these Buzz Lightyear toys inside one of the cargo holds. They all, they were marooned on an island, and they ended up in the. They built a raft, um, and made it to you know, they made like they say made to the city. They to the docks and walked around. One was found by a kid and basically was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And so the other ones they come across William Buzz. Buzz explains that their toys, their missions, like bring joy to a kid's heart. So all those buzzes, they ride all those plastic horse where to get to Jesse. And they see the star on Jesse, the sheriff's star, thinking is Star Command, because they were following the North Star to Star Command. It's retarded. And so they then contact Lilypad, who would put herself in a donation truck out of like feeling guilty for the girls hurting Bonnie's feelings. So Jesse, Woody, Buzz, all of them, they they contact Lilypad and are able to like work the way to arrange for Bonnie and Blaze to play together, which does happen. And so and then those two kids like they see him, and then like they go over to play. So Bonnie has like three friends now. And part of like when they Bonnie and Blazer, they do play that where Jesse and Buzz get married. Woody and Bo watch the whole thing go on while they like leave. And then all the different buzzes. So here's so the buzzes are more high tech. They have these like helicopter features on their wings, and they like have internet connection. I don't know why. Like as cool as that function would be on in a Buzz Lightyear toy, and forget and also like in the let's say in Buzz Lightyear Star Command, the cartoon, not show, not that Lightyear movie. Yeah, yeah, that can go away. Um, yeah, it's like those would be cool functions, but so one of the dumbest things is that they actually hover, like they actually fly, which they're toys that should not be happening. They should be falling with style. So a bunch of logic issues there. See, I did not like it. This was bad. Like this is, I would say this is like the worst Toy Story movie, and that includes Lightyear. Like it's worse than Lightyear. Like this is just bad. Like some of the stuff could have been cool as like shorts. So like the whole army of Buzz Lightyear toys that could have been because after Toy Story 3, before they released Toy Story 4, there were some shorts that were released. You had like maybe you had like 30 minute, 30 some like 15 or 30 minute like shorts, whatever. Like not like full out films, just like some short films, whatever. And some of those were decent. And like that's honestly that's probably what they should have just done. Just done short films, not make because they should just stop making those full theatrical movies after three. Because I mean the four and five are not good, and Lightner's not good. And as far as movies go, if they were gonna do like like in the case like like Buzz Lightyear Star Command, which was released you know that cartoon released in 2000, so it was like before it was like you know after Toy Story, and after Toy Story and Toy Story 2, and so before Toy Story 3. So like and that was like an in-universe spin-off where it was like, yeah, this is like a TV show, and of course a pilot movie that inspired Buzz Lightyear. That's probably what they should have done with Toy Story. Is like you could do spin-offs with some of these like in their in your like Woody's Roundup. They could have done a Woody's Roundup thing, and but yeah, like and those you could probably been fine as like TV shows, whatever. But as far as movies go, I don't know. I don't. I mean, this is gonna make $1 billion. This is basically guaranteed to make 1 billion. But it's not good. Like it sucks. And like outside, like let's say in universe spin-offs, they like in universe fiction stuff, they could have done like some shorts. So some of the stuff you have like the two wedding and mass, then you had like the spy thing. Those are like imagined stories that Bonnie and Blaze were thinking up with like the with the toys. That's honestly something you could do with Toy Story. You could make some shorts with like where it's like the prologue of Toy Story 3 was like an imagined story that Andy thought of with the toys. You could have done shorts with that. You know, I mean, really, they could. I mean, you could really just have an anthology TV show of like kind of like with Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, then of course Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and all those characters, where you have like these various shorts, not really connected, just for the most part, like just like few shorts, like with the different same cast of characters, and it's like yeah, so like you could have done like a few shorts with this, and that's also what Toy Story should be now. It should be shorts. It should not be movies now. Because I don't they can't think of it. They could probably the the whole imagined scenarios thing in Toy Story 5 was probably where the most creativity happened. And that's really I think all that Toy Story could be now to be relevant, just to be a series of shorts. Because this is not good. Like this was a bad movie. Like the helicopter thing that should not be happening with toys. Should not that was stupid. There's too much going on. Like the whole army of buzzes thing. What was the point of that? That. I mean, really, that is a short film story. Not that can't be for this. Like it was just random. Then you had and of course they kind of ignored the whole plot point, the Zurg reveal and Lightyear. They said the whole thing with Zurg. Like they said, yeah, Buzz like, oh yeah, by the way, Zurg's our father. Which as far as that, of course, we know how Lightyear went. Of course, the way to handle Lightyear to ignore it is just say, it failed. Maybe like that was like a kind of like how Toy Story had a previous version of Woody being evil. You can say, oh yeah, that was a test version. Yeah, it failed. It got so bad they rewrote the whole thing. And you can say, yeah, it ended up with Buzz Lightyear Star Command. Significantly better. Anyway, so this was such a bad movie. Like Bullseye definitely got more involvement in this than let's say he got, in Toy Story 4. Forky, they kind of sidelined. Thankfully, Forky was such a stupid character in 4. and like how Bo Peep doesn't break when like she falls from large heights. Like that makes no sense. Like this sucked. This was a bad movie. Like I can't recommend this. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.